right, Natalie. Certainly a robust security presence here in Lower Manhattan. Court officers, NYPD, also plainclothes detectives, a lot of law enforcement out here. Donald Trump's arraignment itself will be up inside 100 Center Street behind me on the 15th floor, 2:15 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. He'll be in that courtroom. And the message from City Hall is the mayor wants everyone inside and outside court to be on their best behavior.
We're on Hillside in Howard, where the cleanup is now underway. The water is gone, but less than 24 hours ago, this entire neighborhood was underwater.
It just wreaks havoc everywhere you turn.
Tonight, families in Mamaroneck cleaning up after Friday's torrential rain causing flash flooding. Video showing the view outside Mary Filippini's home.
It happens quickly. That deluge of rain, and this little river just becomes overwhelmed, and it comes barreling through.
A day later, Mary and her neighbors are drying out. Priceless keepsakes on tables, a teddy bear drenched, a doll seeing better days, a baseball mitt salvaged from the mud.
Right now we're working on the sump pump because that's all clogged from a lot of the paint and mud.
Mamaroneck officials say basements in the village sustained most of the damage. Several feet of water sucked from this home, but there's more work to do.
Absolutely, depending on what needs to be done, sheetrock, whatever, taken out again. You know, mildew's a big problem.
Residents hearing the need from their neighbors, volunteers collecting and distributing food. More than 100 bags delivered to affected families.
And everybody needs food, but I think the next thing is if the water got into their homes, it's kind of getting them clothing, getting them toiletries.
And getting the water out too. Pumps today running on overdrive. The roads, meanwhile, continue to reopen. Crews on the Bronx River Parkway near the Bronx and Westchester line clearing layers of mud and debris. Abandoned cars hauled away. The work ongoing on the streets and in neighborhoods. The damage, a reminder of the hurricane 2 years ago.
Ida, the water was up above these windows.
Here in Mamaroneck, all roads are back open now. Debris collection will begin on Monday. In Mamaroneck, Chris Jose, News 4 New York.
Can I give you this? My sister's missing.
Where is Dana Holt?
Hi, can I give you guys those?
And why on the night of March 1st did she board a train?
We're from St. Louis.
Bound for Dallas's Union Station. But most importantly for Audrey Clay,
If you guys see or hear anything, will you please contact the police?
where is her sister now?
I may not know my sister's intentions, but I know something is seriously wrong because my sister would not just up and leave like that.
Loved ones say surveillance video shows the 30-year-old getting off a train around noon on March 2nd with bags and help from a man they know nothing about.
We just know she was approached by a black male on this platform.
Later that day, Holt's mother, who's back in St. Louis, said she got a call.
She was like, Mom, you won't let me leave. And she was really upset and crying. And like, who won't let you leave? Where are you?
Holt said he was getting out of the shower and she had to go.
Nobody has had any contact with her since.
While Dallas police investigate, Clay, her wife, and sister-in-law have come to town to blanket Dallas in flyers, hoping someone will have noticed the blonde, who's described as having a big personality.
And if my sister sees this, I want her to know I love her. I never would imagine I'd be doing this. Never. She's my only sibling. And I won't stop looking for her.
A distinguishing feature the family hopes people will keep an eye out for is the fact that Dana has a tattoo on both her neck and chest.
Huge heads up for drivers this weekend. Part of the BQE will be shut down. We'll tell you where exactly and when so you could avoid it.
Jessica Cunnington spoke exclusively with her family as they cope with the loss. She joins us now live in Mott Haven. Jessica.
And Rana, this was one of a few shootings in the Bronx last week where innocent bystanders were shot. And this right here shows the impact of one victim in one neighborhood. I did speak exclusively with this family who wants everyone to know that their mother, grandmother, great-grandmother should still be here.
First and foremost, everyone will know her name.
Enriqueta Rivera was her name, and in her 71 years of life, she put others before herself.
Family, neighbors, the community, even people that I didn't know, she was already helping, feeding them in the train station.
That life of giving ended on this Bronx corner Thursday afternoon, steps from her home. She was waiting to cross the street at Brook Avenue and 138th when bullets started flying. One of them hit her in the back. Someone wearing all black seen running away. Police say the intended targets got away too.
I feel destroyed. I'm literally empty right now. Heartbroken. Not only for me, for my whole family, and for my mom. She didn't deserve that.
People in Mott Haven also destroyed. Days later, coming to this corner to honor the woman whose kindness was felt every day.
I want justice for her. I'm going to leave that in God's hands.
Tonight, detectives are still trying to track down the shooter who opened fire here, hitting Rivera and a 34-year-old woman who was selling food on the sidewalk. She survived. Police believe local gang members are responsible for this.
There definitely needs to be more police activity in that specific neighborhood. This is not just my mother. There was an 8-year-old boy. There was another innocent bystander that was hit the same day as my mother. This has to stop.
Now this family is sending love to the community who has shared their support and memories of their matriarch, begging people to think before they act and help each other.
People have to reach out to people. There's good people out there. With the minimum, you could make somebody happy, like my mother. She was not a rich person. She was low income, and she gave it all.
Right now, they are planning a funeral for her here in the Bronx. And tonight, police tell us the suspect they are looking for has dreadlocks and was last seen running west here on 138th. Live in Mott Haven tonight, I'm Jessica Cunnington, News 4 New York.
Now, with COVID-19 protocols in place at the State Fair, there are several things people should keep in mind if you do plan to attend the game. We have a guide on everything you need to know right now on our website, NBCDFW.com.
But tonight, that refreeze has happened, and we have situations like this, areas that really just didn't get enough sun to thaw at all. You can see this street here in downtown still looks like an ice rink, very similar to situations we saw this morning. Before the sun came out earlier today in the southern part of the county, it was really rough going. It's slow going on the roads tonight. We've seen some slipping and sliding right here. Thankfully, a lot of people are heeding the warning to stay home, but some people who work in essential services don't have that choice.
Jackson Township with the very latest and how it's looking there. Jessica?
Well, first of all, Gilma, thankfully, there have been no reported injuries, but there are still thousands of people without power tonight after what was likely two separate tornadoes in Howell and here in Jackson, where we are right now. And I want you to take a look. This is probably some of the worst damage we have seen all day today. The storm blasting right through the walls of that warehouse that was under construction, causing the roof to collapse as well. Tornado touchdowns in New Jersey, thrashing through this neighborhood in Howell, lifting the entire roof off of this home. We're told a family of 5 was inside at the time. Debris from this home piercing right through the roof of a neighbor's house and into their main entryway.
Thank God everyone's safe. That's number one. You can handle the damage after.
Around the corner, a tree landing right into the side of the Silva's home, landing in their guest room.
My mom lives with us, so she was like hiding in the closet because you don't know if something's gonna come on the house, which way you're supposed to go. It's just scary.
Her sons now pitching in to help clean up what they can in the yard. As disaster relief crews with American Red Cross made the rounds, letting people know there's a shelter and warming center available since there are thousands of power outages here.
It was just a disaster.
On the next block, blown out broken fences and a now mangled trampoline that was tossed from this backyard to the front yard.
And now we just have to deal with the aftermath.
The aftermath of what now officially was 4 tornadoes across New Jersey. Lightning, hail, and a dark circulation of clouds spotted in these photos. 15 minutes away in Jackson, several main roads still shut down because of uprooted and downed trees, many falling on power lines.
Good for business, not good for your home.
Wayne Burke and his crew have a long night ahead of them.
You can see where the storm has touched down and hit, properties, bounced, cleared an area, and may not come down for another quarter mile, half mile, hit again, bounce again.
National Weather Service meteorologists on the ground in both Howell and Jackson today surveying the damage caused by likely 2 separate tornadoes, the speed of them still being determined.
Unfortunately, New Jersey, of late, seems like it tends to be a hotspot for tornadic activity.
I think people are just assessing the damage kind of in disbelief.
Definitely a lot of disbelief, but a lot of gratitude that no one was hurt throughout these tornadoes last night. The emergency management coordinator right here in Jackson tells me that power probably won't be restored to the 9,000 or so customers until tomorrow afternoon. A long week ahead for people around here. In Jackson, New Jersey, I'm Jessica Cunnington, News 4 New York.
In the place where she was born and raised,
can y'all hear me?
The community came together to remember.
Whereas Cheyenne Little's life was
a 26-year-old gone too soon.
tragically taken April 14th, 2021.
Cheyenne was my only biological little girl. She was a little spitfire.
1 year after losing her daughter, Misty Little's setting out on a mission to share her story.
She took hydrocodone every now and then. She was a big-chested girl, and she worked on her feet, and her back hurt, and to the best of my knowledge, she was given a hydrocodone, or what she thought was a hydrocodone, but it was fentanyl, and it was 4 times the lethal dose. And my mother found her.
Today on the courthouse steps,
Do hereby proclaim April 14th, 2022 is Fentanyl Poisoning Awareness Day.
Little launched Fiercely Fighting Fentanyl Poisonings, a nonprofit with a mission to spread awareness about a crisis that's become the leading cause of death for adults ages 18 to 45.
So we want to get into the schools, we want to talk to kids, we want to make educators and law enforcement and everybody aware of what's really out there.
Last year in Texas, there were more than 1,300 fentanyl-related deaths. The governor recently announced an effort to crack down on distribution. Still, the numbers continue to climb, and Little hope sharing Cheyenne's story.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Will prevent another family from experiencing her grief.
Losing a child, I hear people talk about it all the time, but it's a pain like no other.
In Hunt County,
I'm going to use that, and we're going to save other kids.
Allie Spilliards, NBC 5. With each stride, Rena Elmer finds her strength.
If there's something important to you, you have to work really hard at it to achieve it.
Recharging a little more with each passing mile before the school day comes to an end.
That's my time alone.
After that,
hey, listen. Hey, kids.
all of Rena's time and energy turns to her 9 kids. 3 years ago, marriage brought together this modern-day Brady Bunch, all between the ages of just 12 and 1. For Rena, it's a balancing act that led her to give up her first love of running track.
I had just been thinking about this and praying, like, what should I do?
She realized training for marathons would let her run when and where she could fit it in.
A lot of these marathoners are putting in 80 to 100 miles a week. I'm putting in more like 45 to 55 miles a week.
Still, when competing in her first race after training for just 18 weeks,
I didn't look at my watch. I just went for it.
She surprised herself, finishing 26.1 miles in Indianapolis in just 2 hours and 40 minutes, qualifying her for this year's Olympic trials.
So, yeah. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
For Rena, that alone is enough.
I mean, this is the 500 fastest women in our country, and I get to be part of that.
This weekend in Atlanta, only the top 3 will go on to represent the United States. And though she'll have a full squad rooting her on,
I think I have more people cheering me on than anyone.
instead of winning, she's focused on showing them what matters most.
I'm happy to be going and have my 9 children and balance that because, I mean, that's what makes me the happiest.
Though she has to admit,
I'm not going to say it's impossible.
you never know what could happen. In Flower Mound, Allie Spilliards, NBC 5.